Starlink price increase that just announced. What's going on, y'all? My name is David with RV Family.Life. I've lived in the RV, the one I'm sitting in right now, for over 2.5 years now with my wife Tanya, our 2 daughters, and our dog Daisy. We are digital nomads in the fact that I work remotely from the road and I have got to have internet. So I carry multiple different plans to make sure that I am connected. I don't rely on just one thing. So before we started this lifestyle, I knew I would have a more expensive budget to make sure I stay connected, as it is very different from someone who's casually camping, and if they don't have connection for a few days, they're okay. They can kick back and enjoy the camping scene that they're in. Unfortunately for me, I don't have that luxury and I have to stay connected. So let's get down to what's going on with Starlink. A bit of confusion is you may be a Starlink member and you probably got an email this morning. This is for the Starlink Roam plan. I got an email this morning and it just basically said, hey, congratulations, you've got new features unlocked. You now have the ability to drive mobily up to, I guess, 100 miles per hour is what I'm hearing. Of course, I'm not recommending that you drive 100 miles per hour, but you can use your Starlink in motion now. Now, when this first started coming out, the Starlink Roam plan, people were trying to use it. Some people were successful. Then Starlink began to crack down, saying you cannot use it while in motion. It's been a dramatic change that we've walked through in regards to Starlink in motion. Well, apparently now the Roam plan has the ability to use it in motion. The speed restrictions don't start until you're speeding really badly. They've also added the ability to use it in other countries, which is nice. I know there's quite a few people traveling the United States that like to go down into Mexico during the wintertime. So this gives them a little bit of leeway, as well as on the coast. So all great things that I probably won't use, but you may use. It could come in very handy. Now, that was the end of my email. So I'm like, whatever. I'm going back to sleep. No big deal. When I did get up and started working, I like to start scrolling through YouTube and just seeing what's going on. And this YouTube reference source that I love to use, and I think that you should be too, if you're coming to me for stuff about internet on the road, I think that you should also use the Mobile Internet Resource Center. I've got them queued up over here. These guys are dedicated to learning everything there is to know about getting mobile internet on the road and in boating. In fact, they cover more than just the plans. They talk about the devices as well. They just had a review of what they thought of the iPhone 16 that was just announced. So, what did they have to say? Well, the first thing I see is the Starlink Roam plan price increase to $165 per month. And my first thought was like, wait a minute, I just got an email and it didn't say anything about a price increase. I went back, double checked my email, didn't say it. So I made a comment on this other YouTube video saying, that's odd. I don't have a notice about a price increase. Now, I did go to the Starlink plans page. I actually Googled that, and we can look at that together real quick. I'll put that on the screen. And you can see where residential plan is $120, and Roam has a 50 gigabyte plan for $50 and an unlimited for $165. So that reflects it's not $150, it's $165. And then they've got plans for the boats, which are, in my opinion, pretty pricey. But I guess I don't look too deeply at those because I probably will never own a boat. There's also business plans too, if you're ever interested in those. They can be a bit pricey. I always think that those would be pretty good if you built an RV park in the middle of nowhere and wanted to provide service to your tenants. I think that some of those business plans might be useful to you, and then you could kind of divide them up through networking and service them up to your tenants at the RV park. Just an option, just an idea. But back to what we do. Back to us digital nomads that live in an RV and travel the United States is the Roam plan. So $165 for the month is the new price that we've got. And then we've got those added benefits. Now, there was a different plan. It was like a priority plan. It was a little more expensive that you needed to pay for if you were going to be doing the whole mobility thing, driving and surfing the internet. Obviously, that's going to be for, hopefully, your people, your family, not the driver. Of course, as the driver, if you like going into remote locations, it is nice to be able to have access to maps and routing and whatnot. So I guess we're not going to criticize those drivers out there that would like to have some mobile internet. It makes sense. So I don't want to totally steal all of the thunder from the people over at the Mobile Resource Internet Center. I will add that it looks like there's this missing piece of priority data, which made a lot of sense. I really like that. I never really thought that through before, but apparently Starlink had something where you could pay a little bit of extra money for priority data for like a gigabyte. Like if you're in an area where it's really, the speeds are slower and you've got an important meeting that you know that you need to go to, you could like drop a few extra dollars, get priority data for a little bit, complete your meeting. That sounded really useful. I never really thought it through that way, but apparently that seems to have disappeared off Starlink's website. So that's a little bit disappointing to learn about a feature and then turn out and be like, I can't use that. Am I excited or happy about any of these changes? Even though I won't use most of those changes, it's nice to know they've been added in. Am I excited about the price increase? Of course not. Who wants to have a price increase? I understand we're going through a lot of inflation, and companies probably are trying to give more money to their workers to be able to deal with the higher cost of living. So I don't overlook that. My take on this is it's a $15 per month price increase. That's not horrible. That's not, end my service kind of thing. I still have the ability to pause the service and not pay anything for the month when I don't need it. So that to me is still very helpful. And back to my email that was missing the price increase, apparently people that are currently have their service suspended are the ones that the price increase is missing in the email. So that just sounds like a little glitch on Starlink's email system that was sending out these notifications. For some reason, they're thinking, hey, your service is currently suspended. They didn't notify us of the price increase. Why? I don't know. So just a little flub on their part, not that big of a deal. Let me know down in the comments if you received an email from Starlink, if you are a customer of Starlink, and let me know what you saw in your email this morning. Of course, now I just realized I'm releasing this video tomorrow, not today. So whenever you got that email. Now, a lot of you have come to our channel concerning when I made a video about T-Mobile changing how they're doing business, cracking down on the use of the home plan, and basically unveiling the away plan for $160 a month when a lot of us were using the T-Mobile home at $50 a month. That was a $110 a month increase. That is too drastic. I see this just a huge difference between the two. Why T-Mobile would go so drastic, I don't think that they should. I think that they should have something more, relative. Like if we were paying $50 a month, then charge us $70 a month. So Starlink's increase is understandable. Not desirable, but understandable. Compared with T-Mobile, where it just seems like they want to hit us over the head, bam. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Our T-Mobile is still working and working great currently where we are at, which is why we've suspended Starlink. And just to update you as well, Connect 10 is not it would work well if I switched it over to T-Mobile here. But the T-Mobile home is working great, hasn't died. So I've taken Connect 10 now to that is also suspended. I have the $120 a month. So dropping Connect 10 down to just basically in standby, suspended mode, $15 a month. It allows me to still have the device and to be able to quickly get it turned back on if I need it. And it was last locked in with the AT&T network. Got a little battle plan going on here. That's kind of put on the sidelines, but not going away completely because it could potentially be useful with AT&T. And if you've seen my video recently, I talked about Visible Internet because someone asked me. They're like, why aren't you using Visible? So I did a bunch of research, was actually really impressed. And thanks to all of you guys, well, at least a bunch of you, even got comments in emails. Thanks, Dan. I really appreciate your detailed email that you sent me about Visible Internet. But a bunch of comments came in. People that are using Visible, it's been great for them. Great for them. So I decided that we are going to pick up Visible and use that as one of our options, which uses Verizon towers, but it's pretty affordable, but I just need to have a phone there. What I'm gonna do, my phone, it's crazy, I know, Pokemon. It's a 2-year-old device that's still functional, has given me a few problems here and there with various different things. It's currently with T-Mobile. It frustrates me, this is off the internet base, but you know, I make YouTube videos, right? I mean, you probably, well, you've seen this one, but you may have seen some other ones. And I like to make a cinematic, really nice looking video. With my phone, I try to quickly activate the video and capture, say, like Daisy jumping into the river. And the video just stutters terribly. And it's, as an artist trying to capture that on video, it's driving me nuts. So, plus, like I said, there was a few other problems. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and get a new phone. It's been 2 years. I'll do that with T-Mobile. Then I'm going to put Visible into this phone. And now I've got another potential backup if we're ever in a situation where Starlink, T-Mobile, AT&T, and now Verizon aren't working for me. See this? I got things adding up. Yeah. Moving towards something that I think works better for us. I think we've got a pretty good plan going forward to make sure that we stay connected so that I can keep working my primary job, I can keep uploading videos for y'all, and can keep talking about how all of this stuff works. I think it's a good plan going forward, and I'm excited. And I'm happy to share it with you. And I am so happy that you all feel the need to leave us comments. Please leave us more comments. We absolutely love it. We love having y'all come back and watch all of our videos. Well, that's all I've got for today. Just not great having to say, hey, guess what? There's a little price increase coming your way. So kind of a bummer. At the same time, I was also working on my entire 2025 budget. It's like, oh man, we've got a storage unit, a little price increase over there, the insurance for the RV, a little price increase over there. It's happening across the board. You can't just say, stop. Like I said, inflation happens. Inflation always happens. You can't stop it. It's been pretty bad lately with the inflation. A lot of people need some extra money so they can pay for groceries and homes and whatnot. So I get it. I realize that these companies, they need to give their employees a little bit more money, and they're going to try to get that money from somewhere, right? Usually us. Thanks again for watching our video. We hope that you'll come back and watch our reviews of RV parks, our adventure days, our reviews of RVs, or just come back to see our smiling faces. Sometimes, most of the time, I try to smile. Remember that life happens, even little price increases. Don't let that stop you from getting out there and exploring this country. Stay fresh, cheese bags.